Hey, what's up, my chili head friends? Today we are making a homemade chili garlic sauce. Chili garlic sauce is one of those super versatile ingredients that is a flavor bomb for so many different recipes. You may have seen the store-bought version like the Huy Fong chili garlic sauce. There really aren't that many brands that are out there, but the ones that you can get in the store, they're very good. But I love to make my homemade version because I can really control what goes into it. I don't have any preservatives in there. It's all natural, delicious ingredients. You control the heat level and the flavor, and you can put as much beautiful garlic as you like into it as well. So let me show you how I make mine. All right, so to make homemade chili garlic sauce, you really have four primary ingredients. You're gonna have chili peppers and garlic, of course, and a bit of vinegar and sugar, which is actually optional, the sugar for a little touch of sweetness to it. And also salt and pepper, so you're gonna season it up a little bit. So the first thing you wanna do is get your chilies ready, and I've got 4 ounces of chili peppers, and I am using Fresno chilies for this, but realistically, you can use any chili peppers. I think you should really use good ripe ones, but use ones that are at a heat level that are really good for your own everyday cooking. So these are about as hot as jalapeno peppers. Pretty, mild overall with a nice little bit of heat to it. These are, just delicious, one of my favorites. But you can use a blend as well. So the first thing you're gonna do is just give it a rough chop. You're gonna remove the stems here. And you're gonna everything into a food processor or a blender. So get these chopped up here. You don't have to go crazy dicing them or anything because we're going into a food processor. It's all getting blended together anyway. Just make sure that it fits in your little food processor or blender. All right, and garlic. So for the garlic, my recipe calls for 4 cloves of garlic, but you can really use as much garlic as you like to. I like to almost double the amount of garlic for myself personally. Really just depends on how much you love garlic, and I love my gorgeous garlic. So I'm just gonna give it a little rough chop here. Boom. Into my food processor, and avoid making a mess like Mike usually does. Can't help myself. All right, and I have 2 tablespoons of just white wine vinegar. You can use other vinegars for this. This is just kind of a milder vinegar. And I have a teaspoon of sugar, and you can add more sugar to your preference if you want to. You can use brown sugar, you can use honey. Sometimes I'll add up to a tablespoon of sugar, but that's a total personal preference for you. You can skip it or use a sweetener kind of alternative as well. And I'm gonna add a little salt and pepper to taste. Really to your personal tastes. Usually maybe a 1/4 teaspoon at the most of a little extra pepper for me. All right, and we're gonna go ahead and process this up. Like so, just gonna process till fairly smooth. All right, let's take a look. Yep, it's nice and thick here, so I'm gonna scrape down the sides a bit. And then we're gonna add some more liquid. I'm gonna add some water to this to thin it out. And you can add more vinegar if you want to, make it a little more vinegary. Because right now, it's a lot more like a chili paste. You can definitely use more liquid. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit more water to it. You're gonna wanna add maybe water at a tablespoon or 2 at a time, just to get your consistency that you desire. So the original, the Huy Fong chili garlic sauce is definitely a little more saucy, but it's thicker. But you can make it really to your preference depending on how you wanna cook with it. All right. Yep, there we go. So it's nice thinned out a little bit, enough for me here. And you can kind of take a look at the consistency of it. It's quite a bit more liquidy, not too much. All right, so the next step is we're gonna go ahead and move this into a pan or a pot, and we're gonna simmer it to meld the flavors. All right, I got my pan set up here. So your next step is to go ahead and pour your chili garlic sauce into a pan. You can use a small pot as well, pretty much any way you can heat it. And then I'm gonna bring it up almost to a boil and then reduce the heat and let it simmer for a good 10 minutes or so to really let those flavors develop and bloom. All right, so while the chili garlic sauce is simmering, let's talk a little bit about the recipe overall. So there are other ingredients that you can add to your chili garlic sauce. You don't want to go too crazy because you don't want to take away from the overall integrity of this super versatile ingredient. It is very versatile. You can use it in so many ways. But one ingredient I sometimes like to add is fish sauce. Fish sauce actually is a real interesting flavor. It adds some saltiness, brininess, super interesting flavor. I don't always add it because I don't always use this only for Asian cuisine, but it's a really nice addition. I think that's one you can definitely try. Another thing that I've seen some recipes do is they like to thicken up their chili garlic sauce at the end by either using like a cornstarch slurry or they like to use xanthan gum. You can totally do that and it'll thicken it up to be maybe a little bit more like the Huy Fong sauce. I don't really do that because I like to keep mine thicker at the beginning and make it a little bit more like a chili paste because I prefer to cook with it rather than use it as a sauce. But you can do that at the end if you'd like to. Also, let's talk about the chili peppers. So again, I really encourage you to use chili peppers to your own heat preference. You can use pretty much any chili peppers for this recipe. I'm using kind of milder, slightly hot peppers, Fresnos, more like a jalapeno. But really, you can make different versions of this. You can even have like 5 different versions of your own chili garlic sauce with something like, here's my Fresno version, here's my Serrano version, which would have a nice heat level to it, or maybe you're gonna have like a scorpion pepper version, a scorpion garlic chili sauce. I mean, talk about heat, but really it's totally to your preference. It depends on who you're cooking for and how you're gonna use it. So also, as you guys can see, like this is fairly thick, and it's getting nice and thick in the pan here. But again, I usually use this more for cooking rather than as a sauce, but you can use it as a sauce or like a hot sauce. What I would do if you want to use it as more of a sauce is I would add more liquid to it because really it basically is a hot sauce without as much liquid to it. So if you added more water or if you added vinegar to it or even citrus, you could turn it into a hot sauce. You could process it more or even strain it. But these are all the ingredients for a very basic hot sauce and can be delicious that way. All right, this is looking really good to me and it's smelling amazing in here, my friends. Lots of chili, lots of garlic, yum. But I'm gonna go ahead and remove from heat and let it cool for a little bit. All right, gonna transfer this over to a bowl here so we can take a look at it. Like so. All right, I got this moved over and you can really see this. It's more like a real loose chili paste or a real thick sauce, really a combo between the two. And that's totally adjustable. But I'm gonna slide some over here into a bowl and we'll compare it to like the original Huy Fong so you can kind of see a little bit of the differences. Set that aside here. And yeah, you can see my, my Huy Fong chili garlic sauce. I'm actually just about out of it, so I need to make another batch anyway. So I'm gonna get this poured in. Yeah, and you can definitely see some differences between them. So one of them, like mine is a little bit, it's lighter because of different chilies that I used. And you can see they have sort of a sheen to theirs. So they use thickeners and such. And probably a few other slight different ingredients, but it's pretty much the same overall. But for the Huy Fong sauce, there's definitely more preservatives and such in there. So the advantage of making your own chili garlic sauce at home is you can really control all the ingredients that are going into it. And we're keeping it super simple. And it's absolutely a massive flavor builder, and I just love this stuff. All right, so let's talk about uses for chili garlic sauce. Chili garlic sauce, like I said, it's a super versatile ingredient. It's usually used more like a chili paste or a flavor building ingredient, the flavor bomb for so many recipes. Although you can use it as a sauce if you want to, as I mentioned. But I really use mine in more Asian cuisine. It's real popular with Asian cuisine. So you can use it in dishes like ramen noodles or stir fries. But really, you don't have to limit yourself to that. You can use it as like a rub for meats, for grilling. Use it as an element to build off other sauces and other condiments and such. So really, it's super versatile, and you can make so many different recipes with this and just build flavor. chili garlic sauce, my chili head friends. I hope you love the recipe as much as we do. I'd really love to hear in the comments below what's your favorite way for using chili garlic sauce, because again, it's so versatile and I just love to hear how you use it. But hey, if you guys are looking for another flavor bomb ingredient, you gotta check out my harissa recipe. Huge flavor, and I think you'll love that one. But also check out my chili crisp recipe. That one is really popular. Everybody loves that stuff, no joke, and I think you will love it as well. So, all right, I'll see you in the kitchen next time. Mike from Chili Pepper Madness. Bye.